Alrighty, we do that. We'll put that out and go find the truck, which is empty. Good. So I did replace the truck this year, so we've now got a Mack rather than the International cab over. This does have a little bit more horsepower, so hopefully it doesn't get as stuck in the fields as I was finding the International was suffering from. Okay, I'm going to park this on the edge of the field heading north. Then we'll use the International, the case IH, which I believe is International. To empty the harvester and just dump all the stuff. As you can see, not great at accelerating with a full bin. But you don't need 30 miles an hour on a field. Incredibly uncomfortable. And dump that. So I think it's this will split between the two hoppers here. How is the hoeing going? It's doing okay. And then the rest of what's in the harvester should finish off the front of the truck, so not necessarily going to go run round fetching all the bits or dumping that load. So one of the things I wanted to check, what's the score? So this field is now 87. It's poor on tillage, yeah, and it's poor on weed control. Weed control will always be poor for me because I do not do herbicide. Now that field looks very sad. What's the top one? Nitrogen. Really? I did not spray that. Oh, that's annoying. So yeah, these central fields, this was a sorghum field, so you have to cultivate it before you plant it, because I don't have a direct drill. I do have a direct drill for the corn, or sorry, for the wheat, which is why this field is at 92 and everything else is just sad. I can't get around that. That's just... Unless I got a direct drill planter, which I might be able to afford. They tend to be the big ones. Should we take a look? Planters. This is planters. So this thing, 17 meters, is a mod which does direct drill. This direct drill, 18 meters. This 12 meters, no direct drilling, and then none of the rest of them. I think, the odd, you probably want to put some, oh, this one is a direct drill, 4 meters. So if I was going to buy one of these, I could do the John Deere one because it's appropriate for the farm. It only takes seed and it plants all the seedling things that I want planted. There's 200,000, so it's like not really a... not really a vehicle I can afford right this minute. However, I'm not planting anything till spring, and all the planting happens in spring. So there is an option to just say, you know what? Sell the sorghum and the soybean. No, is it soybeans? Sorghum and the corn in spring, and then maybe and probably the sugar beets as well. It looks like I'm going to have to go round to a more open area on this field. I was trying to be clever and get closer. Okay. So park this over here. But yeah, I could, since I'm not planting any winter crops this year, actually waiting until I've sold all the stuff and then buying that big seeder. That'll improve my environmental score, which will improve my environmental prices, or my environmental bonus. Unfold. Because at the moment, what is it? 8%, that's sad. All right, turn that on, turn that on. Yeah. Oh, that looks like me, so yeah, and go. Okay, don't know what she's doing. Probably getting a better line on the crop than I did. There you go. Cool. Harvester's running. Hoeing is 38% done. We do have some mixed ration in there. Not much, but some. So let's... that was not the right button. Number 5 button is drop off what you're towing, and number 6 button is empty what you're towing. Alright, going to stick that there, and we'll go get... Oh, I turned the map off. That looks better. Now I can drop that off. So we have... Case IH Puma is sitting in a field with its engine running. The 8R is doing work. I did turn the truck off. Well, that's small mercies. I need to remember to reset bale size? 150. Actually, I think that's the correct size. Yes, medium-sized bales. Okay. Turn that off. And then the other thing I want to do is save up money for the save up money for the BGA. I think that's going to be our next purchase. Oh, F1 or F2? I think they both work, but one of them is just unload it all the time, and the other one is just do it this once. Anyway, how is... Our harvester is only at 31%, so he's got a while to fill up. There's a couple of things I want to be able to do. One is to upgrade the bale wrapper to one that can do square bales. That way I can then do all of the bale wrapping contracts. It doesn't matter whether they're square or round, I can do them all. The second thing is to get myself a square baler, so I can bale squares and rounds. But it's not too big of a matter which the thing is some of those bale contracts, some of them need square bales made, some of them need round bales made. So if I've got both balers, then I can do any baling contract I want. And then yeah, the only other thing I don't have would be a square bale collector. Not the round bale collector. I don't have a square one yet. So it would be good to, yeah, at the same time I get a square baler, it would be good to get a square bale collector. But then the other thing I have to consider, square balers take more horsepower. So this tractor kind of becomes less and less useful, I guess. But, that's kind of okay. As I said, the farm would benefit from a 200-ish horsepower tractor, just to do the stuff that this one can't do, that really doesn't have to be done by the case that's out on the grain cart. Because that's somewhere in the region of 300 horsepower, and then the John Deere is 400. So those are some quite hefty. Oh, actually, we were just looking at planters. 360 horse. So the case couldn't run that, but the John Deere can. So but then of course the other deal you have with buying a bigger planter does not make you more money. It just lets you do jobs quicker. Buying land makes you more money. Buying the BGA makes you more money. and we are racking up the slurry and the manure. Anyway, looking around, the harvester is at 74%, so what I might do is at the end of this lap, we'll I'll go and relocate the grain cart at least. Probably all I need to do for now. I'll keep going. Scary. That could roll down the hill into the river. Well, seems to be stationary, so that's good. Okay, get that lined up. Let's go find the Case IH. There you are. Engine is running. So the harvester is... Where is the harvester? Somewhere. Okay. Over there. What is the harvester doing? What is the harvester doing? Quit driving through my crops. Oh, there we go. This is convenient, apart from the driving through the crops thing. I mean, I can understand why the workers work the way they do. Because Giants is a European country, and quite frankly, European farms do not look like this with just acres of grass surrounding the field. The worker is programmed to keep within the field boundaries when it's doing a task, so it doesn't like to go outside. Now, past workers have driven outside the field, get wrapped round trees, fences and hedges, which is a little bit awkward. How are we doing? Soybeans 13. If I can get up to 14,000, that will be a good thing. Not sure how much the harvester has left in it. Oh, it's done. Okay. So yeah, emptying it there was definitely needed. Because if I hadn't, it would drive through there and get filled up. So, I'll go. And again, it's nice having... Our first baler was just a bale wrapper, which is nice, but it wasn't a fast bale, so you couldn't just keep driving. And also, you can only make 125 centimetre bales, which means that you're stopping to unload the bales very frequently. And this thing is so much better. I can put it on large bales for straw, and then I can do medium bales for silage. I could do large bales for hay too. Just makes what is it, mixing, feeder mixing math more difficult. I mean, it has done across the board. Back when Farm Sim 17 was a thing, all bales were 4,000 litres. So it was really easy to do the feed mixer math because, all the bales are the same size. Now here, silage bales are small, hay bales are bigger, straw bales are huge. Hello. What's that ding about? Workable relic has followed. Okay. Hello. Damn. Now I'm all flustered. That goes there. That goes there. Good morning. How are you this weekend? This is a good race through the... The problem with doing the headlands is you can occasionally drop bales in right at the end of the end rows. Right at the end of the rows, and then they get in the way going forwards. Everything's good here. So I don't know what was happening on Wednesday, but there was no church Wednesday night because the power was out. I don't recall any adverse or significantly adverse weather on Wednesday, so I don't know what the deal there was. Not a problem our house has, because we do have a natural gas generator and solar panels being installed. They're not up and running yet because we need permission from the electric company to not have to pay them anything anymore, ever again. Sort of, kind of. I'm sure we will. There's always the standing charge for being connected to the being connected to the grid, and also any year you don't produce enough, which I think from next year is probably going to be if Yellowstone Park explodes as a massive volcano, then we'll be cut off from the sun. But I think not having an electric bill at that point will be the least of our worries. How's my tea? Getting cold is the time. Oh, coming up on 10. Yeah, time changed last week, so everything's kind of out of sync this week. Yeah, quit eating my grass. Go away. Chase you off. Run, dear, run. Yep. We'll get these two. Hoeing is still going. Now harvesting is soybeans only halfway. Okay. Will be Mrs. Osa's into Christmas mode now. It's time to start making all of the Christmas cards and ornaments. And normally our church does a gift basket for the widows at Christmas. So It's usually stuff handmade by various of the women in the church. So Mrs. Osa's gets to do that. And there's usually about 20, so it's like, oh, I have to make 20 of these. And I've got 2 months to do it, so yeah, it's time to start thinking about it. And then there's the kids' wish lists for Christmas, which they get some of the things, they don't get all of the things. Anyway, the harvester. The nice thing about this particular baler is it's faster than the others. So that is also a good thing. What is the hoe doing? No, it's still working. Okay. That'll be done soon, then we can work our way around to 32. Unfortunately, we had all the way back to 25, which is right next to 16. So, long drive again. I might be able to do that as a, well, I was going to say I might be able to do that as a worker travel to point. Unfortunately, there's that dodgy bridge on the way. That could just mess things up completely. That's okay. I don't mind taking, minutes here and there to just do some jobs. B has a nearly full tank, so we've only emptied that once. So again, this is probably going to be... Ooh, I think this field's going to be more than 3 tanks worth. Last one was just 2 and a tiny bit. Just occurred to me, probably going to need to set that right now. Because if the harvester turns round, I'm not going to be able to get to the pipe that easily. So let's do emptying on the run. Take it on the run, baby.